Now, we've all been there. You pull up to a parking spot and then you can't decipher the signs.
Well, guess what you do? You either end up with a parking ticket or a headache or both, but then you call 2 on your side. CBS 2's Kristine Lazar showed city leaders one such spot that's now getting a makeover. Christine?
Well, you know, we were driving around the city and we kept seeing these signs and we'd have to sit there and really study them for a while before we understood if we could park there or not. And sometimes the photographer and I were divided over whether it was okay. So the city has already fixed one spot and now the city is tackling others. One councilman tells 2 on your side if the parking spot is confusing, the signs need to change before more tickets are handed out. Car after car after car pulled up to this curb outside UCLA at the bustling intersection of Westwood and LeConte. The drivers likely thought they'd hit the jackpot with such a prime parking spot. It's certainly what Paul Hubel thought when he parked here last year.
I went in and got my sandwich and I come out and boy, if there isn't a $93 citation on my window.
At first, Paul couldn't understand why he had a parking ticket. He'd pulled his car right between these 2 white markings, denoting where one's tires should go. And right next to the spot, there's a sign saying it's a 15-minute parking zone. Turns out, it's also a red zone. When you pulled up, did you see the red curb?
No, I didn't really notice it because I was looking at the sign and the white markings.
It appears Paul isn't the only one confused by this spot. We sat and watched 10 cars in a period of 3 hours park here.
Well, it's certainly questionable.
2 on your side sent Councilman Paul Koretzs, who represents Westwood, photos of the confusing curb. He ordered the Department of Transportation to go and remove the white lines immediately. 1 week after we told them about the spot, and the lines are gone.
Even in my own office, we debated whether the person should get his ticket or not. That brought this to our attention, and it was a split. So I think if there's a question, you really shouldn't enforce that spot.
Los Angeles has become somewhat synonymous with confusing parking. Back in 2015, a few tweets went viral with photos of parking signs that can make your head spin. We recently spotted this pole in Culver City with 7 separate signs telling you when you can and cannot park here.
The city is aware of many instances where the signs are confusing, the markings are confusing, but they don't do anything to fix it.
Jay Bieber is the executive director of Safer Streets LA, an advocacy group for motorists. He's convinced the reason these confusing parking spots exist is
because there's no financial incentive for them to fix it. In fact, there's a financial incentive for them not to fix it because they can continue to issue tickets in places where motorists are confused.
The city denies that, but city leaders have also conceded that confusing parking is a problem here.
It seems like you have to interpret hieroglyphics to figure out whether you can park in a place.
That was Councilman Paul Koretzs in 2015 when he and the mayor unveiled easy-to-read parking signs on 2 downtown streets. The 6-month pilot program cost the city $7,000. Nicole Celiantang is the designer behind those signs. She donated her design to LA and other cities nationwide. Nearly 4 years later, she says she has never heard back from city leaders.
I'm disappointed, but I don't really know what to do. Like, I've reached out to them and I haven't heard back.
So 2 on your side asked Councilman Koretzs about the status of the pilot, and we were told he didn't know. Then we asked the Department of Transportation and got this email back stating that LADOT will install the easy-to-read signs on any posts that currently have 4 or more signs, starting in the downtown area this year and finishing with the rest of the city by the end of 2020. And just last week, in response to our investigation, Councilman Koretz introduced this motion. It basically says that parking enforcement needs to identify confusing parking spots across the city and fix them before any more tickets are handed out. He also wrote a letter on behalf of the man in the beginning of that story saying, wipe this ticket and don't give this man a ticket, because clearly that was a confusing spot. So now it's up to parking enforcement whether they want to do that.
I don't know how they're going to get people to go around and look. You know, students could do that. Give them an assignment, go around, look at the signs that are confusing. They could give them a blueprint of what they look like and Let them do it.
It's also up to the parking enforcement. You know, they're the ones out there writing a ticket. And if you look at a spot and think, that's a little confusing, instead of writing the ticket, write up the spot and ask the city to fix it.
But that's not going to help the revenue, is it?
Well, no, it's not. But again, they say that's not their reason for doing so.
All right. Well, thanks for, putting an eye. Thank you, Kristine. Ken.